Okay, welcome back. And now let's look at let's look internally. And as I said, we'll be focusing on Ebonyi. We get a chance to do that from every now and again, especially when Honorable Uchenna Orji, Commissioner for Information in Ebonyi State, happens to be in town. We quickly grab at the opportunity. So a warm welcome to you, Uchenna.
Thank you very much.
Indeed, it is our pleasure. Well, first of all, maybe what I should do is that there's so much going on in Ebonyi, especially in the area of infrastructural development. We talked about this the last time you were here. So maybe what I should do is throw a catch-all and say, if you were asked to give us a sort of a situation report, yes, on the state of infrastructure in Ebonyi, what would you be able to tell us?
Yeah, it has been a moment of wonderful performance by our dear governor.
But you would say that because number one, you're from Ebonyi, and number two, he's your principal. So how can research people take this?
Yeah, let me refer to some indicators. We've had recently a report on the ranking of states, state-to-state ranking.
Yes.
That is cutting across the 36 states of the Federation. Mm-hmm. And that is by the Budget Office in Abuja. They looked at a lot of indices.
That's right.
Through audit report on performance of states, through federal allocation report on what each state does collect as federal allocation, also what each state does collect as internally generated revenue, and also the recurrent expenditure and capital expenditure of each state. And from the analysis, looking at the records they have, Ebonyi State, let me start from the list, came forth in the whole federation as the most viable state, that is fourth most viable state, looking at the economic facilities on ground put up by the
which
governor.
Three states?
That, well, I don't want to talk about other states.
Okay.
Let me not promote other states.
Okay.
We actually came forth. But then, in the area of a capital expenditure, expending on capital, that is investments, Ebonyi State came first, number one, in the whole federation.
That is in terms of
investing on capital projects, or rather capital expenditure. Ebonyi State came first. And also in the area of overall performance in all indices, Ebonyi State came second.
Now,
that is the Budget Office.
Let me go to that very surprising and I think pleasant statistic you just gave, that Ebonyi came first in terms of capital expenditure. So what has it been spending capital money on?
Thank you very much. Let me mention that since the governor came on board, of course, he had to draw up a blueprint on how to tackle the various problems of our dear state. Of course, having been a party chairman that traversed through the nooks and crannies of the state, and having been a very loyal deputy governor that was cracking all the hard kernels of his boss at that time. So he was able to master the problems of the various parts of the state. And so he began by addressing the infrastructural needs of the state, creating relevant environment. And one of them is road infrastructure. Okay. If you come to Ebonyi State today, I would say Ebonyi State is next after Lagos and Abuja in terms of road network. And the only difference between Ebonyi and other states is that Ebonyi has a road network that is done with concrete pavement. No any other state government has done that. And for every local government, what did the governor do?
Pavements.
Concrete pavement. That is doing off road with concrete. The one that Dangote is doing in Apapa, Lagos.
Exactly.
And it has 50 years guarantee. No maintenance, just zero maintenance culture.
And that is what Ebonyi has invested in.
And that is what Ebonyi has invested in over 90% of over 2,000 number kilometer roads, including federal government road, including state road and local road. Today, we are enjoying 25 kilometer minimum per local government. We are enjoying 5 kilometer internal road that is under construction now per local government. Every federal road connecting to Ebonyi State has been done by no any other government than Ebonyi State government. If you are coming from Enugu to Ebonyi State, you will be greeted with wonderful road. If you are coming from and from the boundary of Ebonyi to Enugu and Ebonyi, you will be greeted with dualized road. And you also be greeted with a flyover. A flyover links you, whether you're coming from Enugu or from Abia or from Imo State or from Cross River. or from Benue State, these are the neighboring states, you will be greeted with wonderful dualized road and flyover to tell you, welcome to Ebonyi State. And this is how he has changed the entire Ebonyi, making Ebonyi State a global village, so that trade can, go on in Ebonyi State. All sorts of business investors, both local, national and international, can have Ebonyi as a safe haven for their businesses.
Has this attracted, in your opinion, interest from outside of it? First of all, of course, the good citizens of Ebonyi State will take full advantage of this. But I wonder the extent to which it has attracted business interest from either outside of Ebonyi, within Nigeria, or indeed outside of Nigeria.
Yeah, we have had a lot of people that have shown interest to invest in Ebonyi State. Don't forget, Ebonyi was just created in 1996, barely 20-something years now. And this is the first time in the history of Ebonyi State that we are beginning to see a developing state. Today, Ebonyi State is the fastest developing state in the whole of the Southeast. Now, a lot of investors are already beginning to come. We have a pharmaceutical company that is coming to invest $5 million in a lot of pharmaceutical facilities in Ebonyi State. We also have Ibeto company. Ibeto company is going to be producing cement because we have a lot of comparative advantage in solid mineral. So Ibeto has already invested to develop a cement factory in Ebonyi State. As I speak with you, the computer village in Lagos, I hope I'm not exposing them, they are preparing to relocate from Lagos to Ebonyi State. I'm telling you, really? They are coming on the third day, and the 2nd or 3rd day of March. That's when they are coming to lay foundation to have a computer village in Ebonyi. So that is because of the kind of investment the governor has done on the physical infrastructure. Today we have Africa's biggest shopping mall, built by government of Ebonyi State within 3 years. I'm telling you, Mr. Bruce of Silverbed also invested in Ebonyi State. He said that he has never seen any shopping mall as big as that of Ebonyi State. He is not a politician, has traveled far and wide, but Ebonyi is the biggest in the whole of Africa.
He's not the politician Bruce you're talking about?
Yeah, Mr. Bruce of Silverbed. Not the politician.
Okay.
Now, again, let me mention that...
1 second, please, because Ada has called in from Jos. So let me hear what Ada's take is. Hello, good morning, Ada.
Good morning. Yeah, good morning, Mr. Yori. Good morning to Honorable Commissioner in Ebonyi State.
Good morning, ma'am.
You know me, Mr. Yori. If he's lying, you know me, I will say it on air. What he said is true.
Oh, my God.
In fact, it's unprecedented, Mr. Yori. If you say the day I went there, I couldn't believe my eyes.
Oh, my God.
Apart from Lagos, Abuja, and perhaps Port Harcourt that is coming up now, with all these flyovers and the rest of them, he is saying the truth. The only thing now is that let them work on human capital development. And I wish they will allow, they will have this fiscal federalism so that each state will control their resources. Ebonyi will do better if that is done. I'm telling you.
All right.
So more power to their airborne.
Indeed.
But let me say something, Honorable Commissioner.
Yes,
it has nothing to do with Umahi defecting to APC. But most of those things were done when he was living in PDP. Well, that's in a latter mood. God bless you. Let's not give over this country.
Thank you very much. I know you are not an advocate of any political party.
Yes.
But let me mention that Umahi was able to do that because he was working in harmony with the party at the center, that is the federal government. Of course, our federal allocation is from federal government. Of course, a lot of interventions are from federal government. We had that opportunity where we had 2 governors that were there for 16 years under PDP, and they never got nothing to develop the state. So it borders on the idiosyncratic tendency of the chief executive and also the programs and manifestos of the party at the center. So some of those advantages we got has been from APC, as it were. The governor kept saying that after politics comes governance that is all-inclusive. So from the one he was working with the party at the center, there was no difference between his party and that of APC. And of course, he never knew, he never wanted to belong to the party of the minority. He had wanted, that was why he contested under the party of majority at that time. But that is, by the way, the woman, I want to thank you, madam, for all the expression of sincerity from you.
So,
let me say that apart from all of these things, we have the international airport. A lot of people have said, what is the need for international airport for a state like Ebonyi? Poor state, they said. But why it is that we need to have an international airport that will compete with Lagos International Airport and Abuja International Airport. Of course, you will appreciate the kind of revenue that will be generated, the job that will be created, the development that it will bring about. And we're looking at creating a lot of facilities that have international stature, such that we can get importers, exporters, investors from abroad driving straight to Ebonyi from any part of the world without having to land in Lagos. And we're looking at southeast, south, and north central as catchment area, because it's going to be a first of its kind, within that region, that axis.
Okay. Because in that region you have Enugu, Anambra, Imo, Abia.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And your very good sense. So in that axis, you want to be. You don't want to be the small boy of the axis.
Yes, that's the way that's the way God called our dear governor. He does things differently. He's a man that does things in an extraordinary way. Let me tell you, do you know that today we have 14 number flyovers? And the idea of the governor is that if God enables that in the next 100 years, that we shouldn't have any issue about traffic, that investor can travel through Ebonyi State and to Ebonyi State to do business. And of course, we're looking at tapping into the agricultural potentials of the state. We're looking into tapping into solid mineral potentials of the state. And we're also looking at, making Ebonyi State to provide the medical tourism.
Okay, one moment.
The cultural tourism that is needed in Nigeria.
One moment, because Ekene wants to join us. Ekene is calling in from Nnewi. Good morning, Ekene.
Good morning, Mr. Ayori.
Thank you for calling in, sir.
Good morning. I want to really appreciate the governor of what he's doing in Ebonyi State. I have been in Ebonyi State by his grace, and I see the good work that the government. I really want to commend the governor of what he's doing there. If other governors can also look into the infrastructure and the development that he's doing in Ebonyi State, also copy from him, I think that Nigeria will be a better place. And also the airport that they're also looking into, let them do it, because I know it's going to also be a standard. So I really commend them, let them keep up the good work, and also let them also work where that's a security area. Let them make sure that there is a good security, so that when people are investing, they will be secure, and every other investment will be secure. So that's the area that I want the governor to also look into. So thank you very much, Commissioner.
Thank you, sir.
Good work that you people are doing.
I appreciate it. Let me first of all mention,
Thank you.
if you permit me,
yes,
that in all of these things that government is doing, we are not owing. Externally, we are owing. Internally, we are not owing. In the whole of the South, is the budget office made analysis, and Ebonyi is said to have almost zero debt. The lowest debt in the whole of the Southeast. In the whole federation, in that their budget analysis, they said that Ebonyi State is the 33rd of the 36 in terms of owing, just a federal allocation kind of, that kind of loan and all of that. And apart from that, Ebonyi is not owing externally. That is one thing. Now, coming to the issue of...
sorry, I'm sorry to jump in and interrupt the flow of your thought. The gentleman who called in, Ekene, was talking about security. Security, and I also wanted to add agriculture. Is Ebonyi able to feed itself? No man is an island. It's all about trade and all of that. But how well would you say agriculture is doing? And then you might want to address Ekene's query about how safe is the place.
Let me start by analyzing how safe Ebonyi is. If you go to IGP's record before this issue of violent attack by non-state actors, Ebonyi State was having the lowest record in IGP's crime record. But because of the problem of agitation and the activities of non-state actors, Ebonyi State began to have a fair share of the insecurity situation. But the governor is not relenting. What did he do? He had to go into proactive engagement process of talking to all concerned, talking to religious leaders, talking to traditional rulers, talking to town union leaders, of course, through advocacies, sensitization program, through media platforms. those actors in the bush, in the forest, all over the place, are beginning to appreciate that after all, if they have to destroy any other place, not Ebonyi State, because the man has shown passion in delivering the dividends of democracy, an unprecedented kind of development has occurred in Ebonyi State. That is why today I tell you, in the whole of the Southeast, I wouldn't need to speak about other states. I don't have the competence or the mandate.
Okay.
But I can say that on Mondays, the people have realized that there is no need to say sit at home. It's only in the whole of the Southeast that you don't have sit at home. Anybody can call and contradict me.
Okay, one moment.
But this is
I know
to show what the governor is doing. We have a Bubago. Bubago is a civilian security outfit that is designed to collaborate, to partner, and to work with the conventional security to bring about security in Ebonyi State, and it is actually working.
Okay, you still have agriculture to touch on if there is time. But Mazi Okorafo in Arochukwu, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, Commissioner Orji.
Good morning, sir. Mazi Okorafo.
My brother, it's a pleasure. Now, my principle is that the road, I congratulate the Ebonyi State government. You know, Arochukwu and the Abia State and Ebonyi, we just boundary. The road there is, I thank God that what the governor is using to construct the road are the raw materials from the world, from Ebonyi State. I'm very happy. I get the more of a cement. Now it's good. The road is good, very, very good. When it rains, everything is just clear. And my question now is that I want the governor to look into this rice. You know, Ebonyi, in terms of agriculture, they produce a lot of rice. Okay. But the rice there used to be at least 8,000, 9,000, but rice from Ebonyi State is still expensive. At least, if you can make at least 15,000 to 18,000, it will more than not going to 20,000. Rice. Addition of killing, child trafficking, and child labor is too rampant in Ebonyi. What is the government doing to reduce it? Because anytime you open pages of paper, you see Ebonyi State, that issue of child labor, or other one killing in one community. This community clash between you people and the Cross River State. What are you people doing to find a lasting solution? Very soon now we enter farming season. There's need for you people to find a lasting solution to those areas now or never.
All right, Mazi, thank you very much. Appreciate you, Mazi.
Thank you. Let me address the issue of agriculture.
Yes.
We understand agriculture is an area that we have a lot of potentials. The governor had to introduce what is called mechanization and commercialization of agriculture. Mechanization in the sense that we need to go with the use of mechanized implement. Commercialization in the sense that if you must participate in federal government and state government programs that we are really undertaking, you need to really have a minimum of 1 hectare. That has improved food sufficiency and food security, as it were, in Ebonyi State. Now, what did we do differently? The rice, where we have comparative advantage, the governor had to expand the capacity of the existing rice milling plant we have. Today we have Africa's biggest rice milling plant, having 32 metric ton capacity per hour. We also have a parboiling plant that was procured, or rather fixed by the governor of Ebonyi State, that has 8 metric ton capacity per hour. I don't know if you understand what is called parboiling plant. Now, this has really helped in rice processing, as it were. And I can tell you, yes, the problem is power. The governor has been able to fix our street light, but he has got no mandate under the constitution to fix power. So that's why issue of we are using diesel powered machines, and that is what is affecting the sale, the cost. And again, the issue of demand is actually very high from parts of the north central, south, southeast, and even Lagos here. We have a lot of value chain of distributorship supplies in terms of the party and all of that. So 1 or 2 things has affected the price, but I can assure you that government is working on it to ensure that the price is reduced. Let me mention that the issue of clashes with that's communal clashes. Yeah, that is unexpectedly, because Ebonyi State is an agrarian state. Before, they had no opportunities to farm in their land because of lack of road. Now there is road. People are issue of dominion, ownership of land within, that is intra-communal problems, and without, that is outside, that is externally, motivated crisis. So, but government is doing a lot to tackle them. We are engaging them. If you hear about communal crashes, now in Ebonyi State. You know it's just about 1 or 2 places. And the situation is totally under control. And our people are beginning to appreciate that even though they have been given opportunity to access their land, that doesn't mean that they should begin to clash with people. There should be a way of resolving matters through conflict resolution mechanism. I think our people are responding to that.
Oh, well, okay. I'm being told that we are really in the home stretch now. It looks like when you come here, because it's happened for the second time in recent memory, just nothing but glowing reports about Ebonyi State. There must be some area you're not satisfied with, that the governor himself is not satisfied with.
Yeah, the issue of playing by the rule. Oppositions have, instead of appreciating what the government is doing, and instead of giving constructive criticism, they have taken to social media to dish out fake news against a Ebonyi State government. The first was when we moved to APC gloriously. They began to say all sorts of things that the governor is a Fulani, is an Hausa man, is this and that, is not from Ebonyi. That one is gone now. And today they are now saying that Ebubagu is doing this and is doing that. These are the people that were once with the governor. They were enjoying the various programs of government. But because they have lost out in the society, some of them are in Abuja looking for automatic ticket. They are now going from one media house to the other to talk against the governor. That is actually where we are feeling that humanity needs to talk to them, because they are not grateful to humanity. They are not grateful to God for giving us governor. But then let me mention that it is important. We understand that if we are talking about 2023, who becomes president, our dear governor's track records need to speak for him. If we are talking about getting things correct in this nation, we need a nationalist. We need a patriotic governor. This governor does not tolerate anything West, anything corruption. And of course, we know corruption is the bane of development in this country. That is the problem. That is the real problem. So we need a man like this to really put us on track. He has the energy, he has the zeal, he has the passion. He has also all it takes to really take us to the next level. And of course, nation building demands that it's good that we consider, picking from one zone to the other. And this time around, if South is given the opportunity to produce the president, our governor can make us proud and covenant to that.
Well, I think that's a fine place to leave it, because what you've just said there is that Ebonyi State Governor too, his hat can be in the ring, But I want to thank you, Uchenna Orji, Commissioner for Information, Ebonyi State. We always enjoy it when you come around. And
thank you very much.
People call in and say that, that man is telling you exactly like it is. I was there. And it's a wonderful place to be.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, that's our program. So please join us on Monday for a fresh edition. That's because we don't do weekends. Otherwise, we'd have been delighted to have you tomorrow, even on Sunday itself. But do have a great weekend. I'm Yori Folari. Bye-bye for now.